When voters go to the polls a week from tomorrow, they have a right to cast their ballots free from intimidation. But in this emotionally charged election season, there are concerns among many in our area. So what constitutes voter intimidation? And as a voter, what are your protections against it? Good evening, and thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Kim Gable.
I'm Stacey Smith. KDKA investigator Andy Sheehan joins us now with some answers. New at 6. Andy?
Stacey, in other parts of the state, there have already been confrontations at drop-off centers, and the concern here is real. But election bureaus and law enforcement say they're ready to address these incidents as they arise.
That's my personal ballot.
Voters have the right to fulfill their civic duty in a safe, unthreatening environment. And the state says it's making every effort to ensure that is the case.
Anything that I think is intimidating, obstructing, where a voter is feeling like their protected right to vote is being obstructed or threatened in some way, that crosses the line.
Urging my supporters to go into the polls and watch very carefully.
But in this emotionally pitched climate, there's concern about conflict between poll watchers and voters. Not here, but in Philadelphia, voters have already complained of being videotaped by partisan campaigns when dropping their ballots off at satellite locations. And while videotaping will not be allowed inside the polling places on Election Day, the potential for harassment is still there.
This is a gray area.
But intimidation may be in the eye of the beholder. On Election Day, voters who feel intimidated can report the incident to the election judge, who in turn can dispatch a sheriff deputy to investigate. Sheriff Bill Mullen says the allegation must have merit.
We just can't go somewhere and serve a notice, saying that you're intimidating people without some proof from us saying that they were in fact being threatened.
And the voters' need to feel secure cannot conflict with other rights, such as the right to open carry firearms at the polls.
Open carry of firearms at the polls is a legitimate exercise of a constitutional right.
A voter can't claim intimidation simply because someone carrying a firearm makes them feel uncomfortable. The state agrees in large part, but says open carry will not be allowed at polling places inside courthouses and schools where guns are already banned. And even though gun rights advocate Kim Stouffer disagrees with those restrictions, he's advising his own membership to comply to avoid legal entanglements.
I suggest that discretion is a better part of valor.
Now, only poll watchers authorized by election bureaus will be allowed at the polls. They can be designated by candidates or parties or other organizations, but unauthorized poll watchers may be subject to arrest or prosecution. Reporting live at the drop-off center downtown, Andy Sheehan, KDKA News.